Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Liverpool Retro Gamer Show, the Room Tour Part 1. I'm going to try and keep this down to about 2 or 3 episodes maximum, but I'd like to give everyone a more in-depth look at everything I've collected over the last few years. Hope this brings you some happiness, sit back and enjoy. Why save the best for last? What you're looking at right now is about 99% of my video game collection. It's also a good chance for you to see the prints and posters that I have and just get the general vibe of the room. This is your opportunity to get a sense of scale in the room, along with my seating arrangements and my general TV and console setup as well. Couldn't start the video without showing you a few of my Megazords, love the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and here's my boot collection, which is about 99% science fiction. This is a quick shot of my console setup, but I'm going to go more into this a bit later on. Here's the first bookcase we'll be looking at in this episode. It's a mixture of modern games, Sega and Nintendo. Towards the bottom there's some other stuff there as well. So the first games that we're going to look at are my PlayStation 4 ones. Now you're probably going to realise there's not many online games here, but that's because I actually don't play them anymore. But there's still so many great single player experiences to be had in this console, and that's why it's my favourite out of the current gen systems, to be honest. So it's pretty ironic, but my favourite games in this console are pretty much all remasters. The likes of The Last of Us, which is, probably the best game on the PlayStation 3, the Uncharted games, the Tomb Raider games, which I've become such a massive fan of recently. But by a mile, my favourite game in this console is Final Fantasy X, which is going to be a whole episode in itself, and I've completed this game many times. Love it to bits, highly recommend getting it. Now we're going to move on to the second shelf, which has my second most modern console, and all my handhelds as well. The Wii U, in my opinion, is arguably the most underrated console of all time. It has so many smash hits and so much replayability. I got mine about a year or 2 ago, and this is my second most modern console that I own. I'll go a bit more in depth about it later, but I actually got a really good deal, and I haven't regretted buying one at all. How Nintendo haven't just remastered all the best games from the Wii U for the Switch, I mean, I'll never know, because you could sell them for like 20 odd quid or whatever, but there was that many people that didn't have this system. It would be such a hit, genuinely. Now the games from my collection at least, which I think should be on it, are Super Mario Maker, which is just a brilliant game, and the absolute swan song of this console, Breath of the Wild. I've actually just got a tattoo for Breath of the Wild, that's how much I love that game. It's made me a huge Zelda fan. Just want to give a special shout out to the Wii Pro controller, arguably the most comfortable controller of the modern systems. Now we move from new right back into old school. Here are my handhelds. Now I've been quite lucky and I've managed to get hold of a few really great ones, like a Game Boy Micro, classic Game Boy, Nintendo DS, stuff like that. But one of the ones that I love the most is my NES Classic GBA. Now my mum got me it for Christmas years and years ago, and I specifically remember her saying, "Oh, you see that box there? Just throw it away, it's just packaging." How I wish I told her, where to go now, but that's just life, isn't it? The first handheld gaming device I ever played was actually a Game Boy Color, and it's this lime green one here. It wasn't really mine, but basically me and my brother, I think we both put money towards it, but we got this amazing deal in Argos, and we got the lime green Game Boy Color, and I think we got Pokemon Red and Blue for like £100 or something. That's such a great deal, especially since they're all sealed. I'd still pay that today. I almost completely forgot to mention that I got an N-Gage as well. Does anyone remember these? I got this off my good mate Liam Southern, who got it brand new when it first came out. I was so jealous, but here we go, I've got it. I've only got a few games of it now, but I always remember him playing Pandemonium and Tony Hawk's. Thanks, Liam. The next shelf we're moving on to is GameCube and Dreamcast. The first of these we're going to talk about is the GameCube. Now, I actually have such happy and fond memories of this console. I never owned it myself, and it's a very rare situation where I go over to one of my mates to play it, but some of the times I had with this system, and it's just so unique, isn't it? Like it looks like nothing else that was out at the time. Now, in terms of the games on this console, I haven't managed to get all the classics, like I haven't even got Mario Kart for instance, but the ones I have got, the likes of Twin Snakes, Twilight Princess and the Game Boy player, they're absolute smash hits, can't recommend them enough. My favourite games on the console though, by far, Rogue Leader and Super Smash Bros. I have played them for at least 100 hours, I swear. Now the Dreamcast. Now I've got a good story about this, I'm going to try and save it for a later episode. Basically, we had one and then we didn't have one. This console has so many hits on it, genuinely. it's an amazing swan song for Sega, and I'm really blessed to have like been born the time this console came out, to be honest. In terms of my collection though, this is the perfect example of quality over quantity, because it's probably the fewest games that I have for one system, but what games they are. I mean, I've got Shenmue, which is just a real masterpiece and very revolutionary for the time, but by far the game I keep going back to. And Ian, mate, if you're watching this is your copy, or was your copy. I'm very grateful it's mine now. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, arguably the best fighting game ever made. The next shelf is pretty much just a mix and match between some figures. I've got a tin of Game Boy Advance games, some Xbox games, and then my Blu-ray collection. Now, here's my Xbox collection. I don't really have it on show, and it's not to bash on the system, but I think the green boxes don't look that very nice on the shelves, to be honest. Now, with the 360, my brother already had a PS3, and basically I wanted to have mates, and all of them were getting a 360, so that's why I went with that. And I've got to say, the early games on the system, my first of them, by the way, was Gears of War 1, masterpiece, that game. But the other games were very, very good, but I feel as the console went on, it did decline a bit. And with the original Xbox as well, I only knew one person when I was younger who had it, and the only game I played was Fable, which was just brilliant. I really wish that I had one and got to experience that a bit more when I was younger. I'm going to go a bit more in depth about my Blu-ray collection at another date, but just because they are on the shelf, I talk about them. I'm really lucky to have managed to get like a fair bit of anime and just some stuff that I've always loved. Like I got the Star Wars one at Christmas a couple of years ago, but like I said, I'm going to do a proper video about this in future. So here we have the bottom shelf. I'll talk about what's in the shoebox another time, but first of all we have some Pokemon cards. They're both my original and the rest are a gift from Rob and Beck, thank you so much. Then we had some graphic novels, and then the main thing I want to talk about, Die Hard Game Fan. Happy Console Gamer and Robman got me onto this, and it's genuinely probably the best retro gaming magazine I've ever seen in my life. Love picking it up and having a look through it. Highly recommend getting hold of one. I'd love to get some original PlayStation 1 magazines as well. They'd be a great addition to the collection. Okay everyone, so that's the end of part 1 for the room tour. I'm sorry I'm doing it in 3 parts like this, but I just think, listen to me for this long, it's going to be a bit, it's going to be a bit draining for anybody, and I think you're not really going to focus on everything that I've got on here if you're overloaded with everything. A lot of times when I watch room tours, just people literally standing there with a camera, just going through one by one like that, and you're not really taking anything in properly, or at least I don't anyway. But so far I hope you've been enjoying it. I'm sorry about the episodes not coming out like every day or anything, but it's just I work full time and it's really difficult considering I've never even edited before. I've never even been in front of a camera before I started doing this show, so it's all quite new to me. But I hope you've been enjoying it, and all I can say is, I'm going to keep doing this and hopefully you guys will keep watching it. So, as always, have a beautiful night. Peace everyone.